So guys, our Christmas wish has been granted. It's now looking like it's officially official that PlayStation are working on a brand new PlayStation handheld. The PlayStation Portable 2 we've all been asking for, dreaming of, hoping for, wishing for. It's a Christmas wish. It's officially official, and a couple of big names in the industry have actually corroborated the evidence now. So it's looking like it's officially official, and it's going to be competing with the likes of the new Xbox handheld that Phil Spencer has been alluding to, that's coming out in a year or so, or 2 years. So it's going to be a big deal, and I am excited as heck. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what people have said about the evidence that it exists and that they're working on it. Let's get hyped up. I'm Blaze2K. Like, subscribe, click the bell icon right now, and let's get into the video.
Let's go.
So let's start off the video by talking about, look at all the news articles about this. New PlayStation handheld report corroborated by Digital Foundry. New PlayStation handheld report backed by Insider. Early prototypes. Possibly what? Possibly already out there. This is exciting. But first, let's take a trip down memory lane. Back on November 25th, we got this article from Insider Gaming saying Sony's developing PlayStation handheld console to compete with the Switch and the Xbox. Sony's gearing up to enter the handheld console market. A new report from Bloomberg states that Sony's developing a portable handheld console that will allow people to play their PS5 games, not PS4, not PS3, although it may include those PS3, PS4, PS2, PS1, PSP, PS all that. Imagine the entire PlayStation catalog on a handheld, and it didn't cloud stream it with latency and resolution upscaling and pixelation and stuff like a YouTube video. It all ran on device, and if it can play PS5 games on device, that will be huge. But they've got a big task ahead of them, because as you know, the PS5 over here is a powerful beast. It needs a pretty big heatsink liquid metal to cool that APU in it, but it's looking like Sony's working with AMD to basically shrink that power of the PS5 down. It might be on the level of PS5. I hope it is, fingers crossed, but even if it's just slightly less at a lower resolution, I'll be happy with that. I think that'll be good. So much like the Xbox, the Sony portable device is likely years away from launch, and the company could still decide against bringing it to market, the people said, asking not to be named, discussing private plans of portal reads. It's said that the development builds on the PlayStation Portal as opposed to playing games via streaming from the console over the internet. However, this new device will be an actual console that's aiming to be competing with Nintendo Switch, Nintendo's upcoming Switch successor. Bloomberg adds that that sources told them Sony's original plan for the Portal was for it to work as a standalone system, like Valve's Steam Deck, before it became a streaming device that it is. So basically, the Portal was supposed to be a standalone system. The PS Vita, as we know, was a flop back in the day, but the PSP, to this day, remains one of the most successful handhelds ever made. So I think they're hoping to recapture that magic, and I think with the PS5 being as successful as it is, with all the classic IPs, God of War, Horizon, Gran Turismo, you name it, Spider-Man, the upcoming Wolverine, Ratchet and Clank, the amount of the swath of PlayStation exclusives we have now for PlayStation, I think it would be a wise idea to bring the PlayStation Portable back. I think that'd be amazing. Now, just to keep in mind, this article was posted like a week ago, or a bit over a week ago, but since then we've got some updates. Let's take a look. Now let's take a look at this article from the Game Post. So, new PlayStation handheld report backed by Insider. Early prototypes are possibly already out there, and that lines up along with a lot of the stuff that Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, was saying. They've already got prototypes. They're working on the handheld. They're working on the form factor. I think we're still waiting for the APU bump that can support something like the PS5, but it's coming. It's coming. We already know the Steam Deck competes with the PS4, so we just need that little oomph. A next generation handheld APU from AMD that supports PS5 Pro level, power level. I'm sorry, I can't speak today. A new handheld APU that supports basically what the PS5 can do, right? So Digital Foundry, one of the biggest names in the industry, especially ones that have a lot of big industry contacts that contact the industry insiders, developers, programmers, publishers, you know, directly. They've actually had a couple of insiders reach out to them and maybe leak a couple of things. So let's see. So basically, as we know, Sony's gearing up for its next big move in the video game handheld space. It's already dominating the console space right now with the PS5 Pro kicking off right now, and PlayStation VR 2, and now they're wanting to get back into the handheld space. They're in early stages of developing a portable console that would play its PS5 games on the go. And as we know, as we talked about just before this, you know, the PlayStation Portal was supposed to be that handheld device, right? It was supposed to be the handheld device device that played games locally, but they didn't want to compete. They didn't want to eat in the PlayStation 5's market share, so they decided to just make it a cloud streaming device, an accessory for the PS5. But I think going forward, I think people want to play games on device, right? They want to be able to play games with no latency, not have to rely on an internet connection, a good one at that, to stream games at a reasonable resolution and frame rate. So now that we've got the PS5, now we've got the PS5 Pro, we've got the PSVR 2 out there, now they're looking at the next step in PlayStation's evolution, and that is the new PSP2. So the concept would expand Sony's ecosystem by bringing in high quality gaming experiences to a portable system. The report suggests that the handheld aims to compete with the Switch and potentially counter Microsoft's rumored mobile gaming efforts. Phil Spencer, head of Xbox right now, is probably like face palming, like, no, I wanted Xbox handheld to be the new and only handheld to compete with the Switch and the Steam Deck. Why, PlayStation? Why do you have to steal our lunch all the time? So now that Digital Foundry has actually stepped in a new video released on Monday, Digital Foundry's John Linman shed more light on Bloomberg's report, stating that they'd heard about the project months ago. What's interesting about this is we actually heard about this handheld some months ago from a couple of sources specifically, said Linman. So we're not in the business of leaking things, but it's interesting that this finally sort of started to make its rounds, because it's sort of confirmed that we'd seen and heard of what we'd seen and heard of off the record about this existing, which is cool. He continued, so to me, this sort of just strengthens the notion that, yeah, they're pretty much working on something, and this article makes it seem like it's even further out than I actually thought based on that. So I'm not sure where it's going. I just think there's like a prototype stuff out there possibly. There's still a lot of questions for this, but it does feel like the future of offering a handheld and a home console option is very likely at this point, and I think things like the Steam Deck have obviously exaggerated that. People are busy, people want to travel, people want to, continue sit down at the TV, play their game, and then go to the bedroom and continue where they left off, right? You've got to fit gaming in where you can, especially as the gaming community gets older and older, and we're starting to see older gamers over time, right? I think we need to fit gaming in where we can, and that doesn't always involve sitting in front of a TV. So either way, guys, I think it's something to get excited about. I would love to see the ultimate dream PlayStation portable, one that plays PS5 games, and like I said, it'll take maybe a year or two for AMD to cook up a little processor to shove in a portable handheld that can play PS5 level games at the quality that we expect from PS5 with ray tracing and all that. And it is closer than you think, because the Steam Deck already supports ray tracing to some extent. A lot of these handheld devices coming out now, the ROG, Ally, Legion Go, they all support ray tracing to some extent. It's not ideal right now, but I think we're getting there. We're getting very close to it. And I think if they can somehow include the entire back catalog of PlayStation and allow you to play it on the go. We're talking about PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, and now PS5, and the handheld PlayStation consoles like PSP and PS Vita, and just shove that on a big store for us to just buy games as we want them. And please, PlayStation, don't do something like Nintendo. Don't do something PlayStation Online where you get a couple of classic PlayStation games every couple of months. No, just let us just shove your entire catalog onto a store that we could buy, pick and choose, and give us reasonable prices, especially for like PS2, PS1 games. And I think the PlayStation community will go absolutely nuts. They'll sell like hotcakes. They really will. So let me know what you think in the comment section. You obviously know Digital Foundry. If you don't, look them up. Them throwing their weight behind this and having said that they knew this existed a couple of months ago, a few inside sources, probably Sony themselves or developers that work for Sony, or hardware engineers that work for Sony, have actually reached out to say this thing exists, and there are a couple of prototypes out there. I think that's a big deal. I think that throws a lot of weight behind the rumors, and it's looking like it's very official now. And as much as I love the PlayStation Portal, I think it's great, and I love how they're leaning more towards having it be independent of the PS5. I think that could be a little dipping their toes in the water to see how this thing stands alongside the PS5 as a separate device, not needing a PS5. I think that this is their test now that they're trying to see how many people get on board with that before they release a true handheld gaming device that plays games locally. I think this is exciting. You should get excited. Let me know what you think in the comments, and please like, subscribe, click the bell icon, because we talk about handheld gaming a lot on this channel. We talk about gaming a lot on this channel, and it'd be really cool to have you come join us for it. Anyways, thank you for watching, and check out my links down below for some really cool Amazon deals. I've got a list of like basically all the Black Friday deals, but this is all tech that I highly recommend. And if you're looking for a gift guide for Christmas, if you're looking for something with a bunch of cool tech that are on sale a lot of the time, for PS5, Steam Deck stuff, TVs, accessories, just cool tech in general, for gifting, for getting for yourself, this is the list, and I'll put the link down below in the video description. So consider checking it out. I think you'll find something you really like on there. Anyways, peace out from me. I love you. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm Blaze2K. Like, subscribe, click the bell icon. Peace.